Chapter 5. The Meeting at the Stone Table. Meanwhile, over at the stone table on the other side of town, there was serious business taking place. Now the stone table was a mysterious and powerful object of ancient times, and it stood in a field of long grass, surrounded by questions and long grass. How old was it? Who had built it? What had it been used for so long ago? No one knew the answers, but the best guess came from a famous scientist called Crunchy. "I have done careful scientific experiments with a ruler," declared Crunchy, "and I estimate that the stone table is over 20 years old, and I estimate that it was built by people. And I estimate it was originally used as a table. Now I'm off to mess around in pyramids and dig up a mummy because that is what scientists do." And now, sitting around the stone table in the thin December sunshine were Friday, Alan Taylor, and Polly, all looking very solemn indeed. "Good friends," began Friday, "I have gathered you here this winter's morn because Father Christmas has been kidnapped by an evil sparrow who wants all the presents for himself, and it is up to us to come to his rescue."
"Friday," sighed Polly, "that's just a film we watched last week. A Very Sparrowy Christmas, remember?"
"Not really," said Friday truthfully. "So why have I gathered you here this winter's morn?"
"Because Mrs. Lovely got attacked on Goblin Mountain,"
said Alan Taylor.
"Remember?"
"Not really," said Friday truthfully. "Now listen, friends. Last night a wise dream came to me, and a strange voice spoke unto me, and it said, 'Hello, Friday, how are you? I like your hat. Oh, by the way, you must go on a brave quest and sort out those goblins before things get worse.' The voice said I must go up to Goblin Mountain," continued Friday, "and I must go armed only with pure thoughts, an honest tongue, and a brave heart, plus a sword in case all that stuff doesn't work, and so, friends, I depart at noon. But I will need to pick one other brave traveller to accompany me on my quest."
"Oh, pick me, please,"
cried Polly. "Sorry," said Friday, shaking his head in a little gesture he'd invented to mean no. "Everyone in Lamonic Bibber used this ingenious system. Why not try it yourself?" "I have decided to take Yellowbeard instead," said Friday, and he pointed to a thick-set dwarf with a bushy black beard who sat by his side, dressed in chainmail and carrying a battle-axe. Until that moment Polly hadn't noticed him there.
"Yellowbeard?"
protested Polly.
"But Friday, we're a team, you and me. Together, we're the very best at adventures and such like."
"Sorry," said Friday, "but Yellowbeard the dwarf it is. And he's my new best friend, by the way." Well, just then Alan Taylor gave a little giggle, and suddenly Polly realized what was going on.
"Hold on,"
she thought.
"This looks like one of Friday's amazing jokes."
She took a closer look and saw that Yellowbeard was just made out of cardboard. Friday had been up most of the night cutting him out and colouring him in with felt tips.
"Oh, Frides,"
laughed Polly, pushing Yellowbeard over into the snow.
"You and your amazing jokes."
"The truth is a lemon meringue," laughed Friday affectionately. "Of course you're coming with me, Polly."
"And I will stay and look after Mrs. Lovely," proclaimed Alan Taylor. "I will teach her about the natural world with my collection of wildlife documentaries. I've got a brilliant one about leopards. They are fascinating creatures, and the spots on their fur are known as spots."
"It is well said, sir," remarked Friday, taking out his tuba. "Now let us all sing a song to bring this great meeting at the stone table to an end. I love songs."
"Sorry,"
said Alan Taylor, looking at his tiny chocolate wristwatch.
"No time for singing. We've got to get you two ready."
And the meeting was done. The rest of the morning was spent preparing for the quest. Alan Taylor scampered off to buy pies, for he knew the most about baked goods, being one himself. Polly ran to buy thick cloaks, because it would be bitter cold up on Goblin Mountain, and Friday played a computer game down the arcade and got a really high score. Eventually noon came round, as noon always does. Good old noon. It never lets you down, and it was time for the quest to begin.
"Farewell, good travellers,"
said Alan Taylor, as Polly hugged him goodbye. "Farewell, my crumbly friend," said Friday, stooping to tickle the little fellow under the chin, and having said their goodbyes, the courageous pair turned on their heels and started off down the long and winding road that would take them to Goblin Mountain. It had started to snow once more. Soft white flakes had fell from the sky like angels' tears. Soon the travellers were just dots in the distance, and eventually Alan Taylor could not make them out at all.
"'Tis a brave and lonely day,"
he thought as he stood there shivering in the icy wind.
"Will I ever see those two again?"
Then he ate his chocolate wristwatch. It sort of spoilt the moment, but he'd missed breakfast.